Hello everyone and welcome to my February reset video where I go over what my goals for February were and talk about whether I reached them or the progress I made towards them or whether I completely failed at them, and then tell you guys what my new goals for March will be as well.
You look so beautiful and I'm so lucky to be yours, and you're taking me
Okay, we're just gonna jump right in. I have 6 different categories that I set goals in. The first of which is physical and mental health. And in February, this was a 2-part goal. First of all, I wanted to get an appointment on the books with an endocrinologist to start dealing with my Hashimoto's thyroiditis issue and start being heard a little bit more in my medical care and getting the testing that I should be getting done without having to fight for it for months. And the second part of my goal for this category in February was to drink half my body weight in ounces of water each day. So starting with the appointment, I did not get an appointment on the books, but it was not because it was my fault. I put in a request for a referral. You do it all online and you just send a message to your provider. I got a response back that she had sent a referral letter to be signed by my PA who I had been seeing, but that my provider that I had been assigned to hasn't been in that office for over a year. And I'm not surprised I didn't know that because I hadn't ever seen that provider. I'd only seen the physician's assistants, a couple different ones, but so that I needed to switch providers. So that became a process to be able to switch providers to get the referral put through. And still to this day, which today is March 1st, I am still awaiting the referral to get to go see an endocrinologist. So I even called a couple of offices of different endos throughout our area that are highly recommended to see if there's some kind of loophole to getting a referral. And they all need referrals because it's a specialty thing. So I definitely tried, and it's definitely still in the plans to happen, hopefully this month, but I can't really control how quickly they sign a referral letter, and I can't make the appointment without that. So that's where that stands. And then for the drinking half my body weight in water, I didn't achieve this goal. I'm not going to mark this as achieved, but I definitely made progress towards this goal. I was drinking probably 40 to 50 ounces a day, which is nothing compared to what I should be drinking. But I mean, I guess it's not nothing, but it's not how much I should be drinking. I haven't been drinking half my body weight, but I have been getting closer to 60 to 65 ounces a day. My water bottle is 60, it says 64, but then it goes above that line. So, about half of the month I finished the entire water bottle. And then the other half of the month I'd get close to the end. So made progress, not quite achieved for that goal. The next category of goals I'm going to talk about are business goals. And this for me for the month of February was to post a video every single Friday and then have 2 weeks where I posted a bonus video. So it would be a total of 6 videos in February. And I almost achieved this goal, and I'll explain that. I did post 5 out of the 6 videos that I wanted to post in this month. 2 of them were on Saturday instead of Friday, just because I wasn't able to get them done in time. And one of those weeks, I had posted a video on Tuesday thinking that was going to be my bonus video, and then I wasn't able to get another one up Friday. So that one didn't happen on that Friday. So the number of videos I wanted to post, I came really close to achieving, but the consistency wasn't there. So that's something I definitely want to work on. I'm always trying to find ways to improve myself. If you are a fellow YouTuber and have any ideas on how to keep remaining consistent, definitely let me know in the comments down below. The third goal area is financial. In February, my goal was to file our taxes, and I achieved that one. I actually was able to do that in the first week of February. We already got our return back, which was really, really nice because I was not expecting that. We weren't budgeting for that until March. So that was really nice. That's done. Big check mark on that one. No exceptions at all. The fourth area of growth that I want to focus on for my goals is personal growth, basically. And for February, this was to read a book and to listen to a podcast series about self-improvement in some way, shape, or form. I got through about half of my book. I struggled to find motivation, honestly, this month. This month was a hard emotional month for me, and it was if you've been here a while, then you've heard me say before that I have struggled with depression. My thyroid levels being out of balance definitely causes a lot of emotional roller coaster type days, weeks, months. And February was a little bit of a down month for me. And, I'm thankful that nothing specific happened to make it that way. But I'm honestly pretty sure that a lot of it had to do with diet. We went out of town for a weekend, the first weekend of February, and became a lot harder to be completely strict with what I was eating. I tried to do my best, but it was just hard for me. I'm not at a point where I'm competent enough and confident enough to fully eat following the autoimmune protocol like I should be when I'm not home. So I need to work on that for sure. But that kind of created a little bit of a spiral. Not completely like where I just eat whatever I want all the time, but I definitely, instead of 100% AIP or even 90, I came closer to like 70%. And I noticed that when that happens, when I start to eat the foods that my body doesn't handle well, that my biggest symptom that shows up is emotional instability and lack of motivation and fatigue. Headaches too. But honestly, throughout the whole month of February, I've been struggling. I've not had a lot of motivation. I've been trying to do the things that really have to be done. And that's it. Like, I haven't really been trying to go above and beyond like I normally would. So I did not listen to a podcast. I found the one that I want to listen to. It's 8 episodes, and there's no reason why I shouldn't have listened to that in February, other than I just didn't want to. And when I get into down moments like that, it's hard for me to push past, even though intellectually I know I should just do it. Emotionally, it's like a sandbag is weighing me down, and I'm not able to. So, not making excuses. I know it mostly was self-induced by not eating how I should be eating. But that is why I think a lot of these things did not happen this month. So we're going to try to get back on the rails this month for sure. All right, the next category is relationship. I wanted to do a date night with just Anthony and I, and then I wanted to do a date night with each of the girls individually. We weren't able to make the individual happen, and that was honestly forces outside our control. We were gone for a whole weekend. We stayed as a family in a hotel for Quinn's dance convention the first weekend of February. And then the other weekends, we didn't really have anybody available to watch River, to be able to take Anthony and I take Bailey, and then Anthony and I take Quinn. So what we were able to do was a friend of ours watched River, and we took the girls only to the bowling alley. There's a bowling alley that has mini golf and an arcade, and we ate dinner there. There's a restaurant inside there. So Anthony and I did get to take the girls, just the 4 of us, out to do that, and it was an amazing day. Like, we had so much fun. It was so needed. We got to have conversations with the girls. We did like table topics. I pulled up a list of them, and we just answered random questions, like, if you could have a superpower, what would it be, and like all kinds of different things like that. And we laughed a lot. We got to focus 100% on each other, which was really nice. Obviously, we love having River around, but when he is around, he's one, and he needs a lot of focus and attention, especially in a place like a bowling alley, because he's probably going to be running towards the lanes the whole entire time. So it was nice to be able to have a distraction-free, dedicated, like, half of a day with them to do things that they were excited to do as well. So we did that, but we weren't able to do an Anthony and I date night or just Anthony and I with one of the girls, just because of the babysitter issue. And that's just kind of how life played out this month. And then in category 6, this was our homeschool category, and I really wanted to add in something to just kind of shake things up a little bit, something fun like doing school somewhere else, or more hands-on things that didn't even necessarily have to be related to what we were doing, but were educational. The only thing we did do is we did make cookies together this month, and we have the recipe so I could have Bailey practice working with fractions and cutting things in half, and then Quinn helped with like getting the right measurement, so getting the right cup that we needed for a half a cup measurement and helping with that. So we did that, which is not something we do every month, and honestly because I don't want the sweets in our house because I'll just eat them all, which is why we don't do it every month. But other than that, this whole thing that I just mentioned about getting through and doing what we needed to really, really happened with homeschool. We did like the bare bones basics for the month of February, and I think that's just kind of what we needed to do at this time to get me through what I was getting through. And the girls don't mind it at all. Like, they seriously love having free play time. They made so many creative creations. They built this entire like doll bunk bed out of these straw builders that they have. Bailey is writing a play script that they want to do with their cousin on the weekend about Candyland or something like that Quinn dreams about. It's like an 8-page script already that she's writing, and she got to work on that a lot. They got to play with each other with their Barbies and dolls and things like that. They did get to have a play date this month with a friend from dance, so that was a lot of fun for them. So they had a really fun month, and I think even though they weren't structured activities that I put together to do, it was good for them to have just a little bit, let off the gas a little bit and have a little bit more freedom just to be a kid. Even though schooling is literally a couple hours a day for us, it still was nice for them to like have everything done in an hour, just math, reading, handwriting, and be able to just kind of be a kid the rest of the day. So it was nice. Not exactly what the goal was, but it was a nice month overall. Okay, so now that we've gone over how February went, I am viewing it as a month that was a month of getting through it and trying to kind of push through and do the best that I could, while also realizing why I was feeling the way I was feeling and what I need to do to correct that. So we're kind of gonna let that month go and use it as a learning example to move forward into March, where I have set new goals in each of these categories. The first category is physical mental health, and it's pretty obvious that the goal this month needed to be for me to get back on AIP. I need to follow the autoimmune protocol. I need to get back to clean eating because it changes everything. Like, it makes me not need to take a nap halfway through the day. It makes me not lose motivation. It makes me want to get up and do things and just, be an energetic human being who puts effort into everything that I do. And it's just, like eating whatever I want, or, being like not fully compliant on anything is really nice sometimes because, we want to go out to eat with family. It's kind of really hard to find somewhere that's going to be able to do that. So you basically eat before you go, and then you just go and at least be part of the company. And so sometimes it's nice to just not do that. But the end result, for me, it's hard for me to do that just once and then go right back to what I should be doing. And I'm realizing that more and more. And so it opens that door for me like a crack, and then I just like bust through it. It's really hard for me to just like let it open a crack and then close it back again. I just kind of go all out. So March goal is to follow AIP 100% again through the whole entire month and start the reintroduction phase back again on April 1st. So that hopefully will be able to happen. I'm feeling like the way that I felt in February makes me not want to feel that way again. So right now I have the motivation to do it, and we will see if that happens. For my business goal for the month of March, I want to reach out to 3 companies for possible sponsorships. And this is exciting to me, but scary at the same time, because I have done videos for companies before, and it's been in exchange for whatever product it was. Products that we loved and used. I will never ever recommend anything on my channel that I don't love and use myself. I just feel like it's kind of a no-brainer that you shouldn't recommend things that you don't stand behind, but just to put that out there. But I want to reach out to 3 different companies who I would love to work with. I have no idea if it's going to work out, but I want to at least reach out to them, send them my media kit, and talk about how I would love to work with their company and why I love their company, why I love their product, and just see what happens. So I'm not necessarily saying like, I want to get a sponsorship deal this month, but I want to at least put something out there, put myself out there a little bit more, and get over that fear of rejection, and really stop caring what the result is as long as I'm putting out the effort. My financial goal for the month of March is actually to help others, because so Anthony and I have gotten into a really good rhythm with our budgeting, with our finances, and I feel like we're pretty solid with how we do things every month. We can always find ways to save money, cut things down, add income, whatever the case may be, which we're always kind of mindful of. But I had a friend ask recently to help her and her daughter with budgeting, teaching her how to budget, as well as showing her how to teach her daughter how to do that and prepare her for the real world. And it instantly lit a spark in me, and I have such a passion for this that it got my wheels rolling. And when I get on something like this, in my mind, like it's gonna happen. And so I, of course, was like, yes, I'm happy to help you, but at the same time, I didn't stop there. I want to be able to help all of the people at the dance studio. This was a dance friend. And I was like, well, why not set up a whole entire class for all of the teens at the dance studio, and then all of the parents as well, a separate class for the parents. So that is kind of what the end goal is, hopefully starting in the fall after, summer vacations and all of that kind of stuff are done. But Anthony and I used to be volunteer coordinators for Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. So we have done this before. We've hosted 3 different classes with 3 different groups of people. And I've had people message me years later saying, thank you so much for hosting that. We're debt-free. We're in such a good spot now. Our relationship is stronger because we went through this, or whatever the case may be. And it's just so rewarding to help people with something that's so important. It's part of every single person's lives on this planet who has to pay for something. And so I really want to make a big impact with this. And this has always been something we knew we wanted to get back to. But with having younger kids, it was just really hard to do that. But now I feel like River's one, but we're at a point where we have a community of people around us that are willing to help with that. And he's a little bit more self-sufficient. The girls are basically completely self-sufficient as long as they have an adult around, obviously. They're still only 6 and 8, but it just feels more doable now than it was. And River would actually be 2 by the time we would start anything. And so for my goal for the month of March, I have talked to the owner of our dance studio, and she loves the idea to host it there. And I want to research everything for March. So it's been, I think Quinn was 2 or 3 the last time we had a class. So it's been at least 3 years, if not 4, since we hosted FPU. And a lot has changed since then, obviously. We went through a pandemic, and Dave Ramsey's team has updated all of the course. It used to be physical workbooks, and now it's digital. I think you can still order physical workbooks, but anyways, it's a digital product. It's kind of run differently than it used to be. It's nice because the coordinator kit is free. It used to be, you used to have to pay for the coordinator kit because it was like a whole box full of supplies that you needed, and now it's all digital, which is really nice. And then the teen course is a homeschool course, and so I'll be able to use that in the workbooks. There's actual physical workbooks for that to be able to use for that. So I just need to research the layout of the course, the time commitment that it will take, not only to set things up, but also actual class time, to have a full flyer made to present to the studio owner saying hey, this is what the class would look like. This is how many weeks. These are the times I'm available to do the class, so we can gauge interest on, who could make it at which times that want to do the class. This is the time of year I think it would be beneficial, or whatever the case may be. And then the same thing for the teen class. I've never done the homeschool class before, so Obviously, it's definitely happening with our girls, which are not old enough yet for the actual course that is offered. But, so I've never done this yet. So I've downloaded chapter 1, and I need to go through and kind of just like look at all of it. I need to listen to chapter 1, look at it, look kind of how it's going to flow. Do we need to do one lesson a week, making it a 12-week thing? Or can we combine a couple of them? All of that, all of the logistics. And then I need to break down the cost. I am not charging for my time. It is a volunteer thing, but for cost of the workbooks, the course itself to be able to teach it, and the supplies to add enrichment to the lessons that we will be doing. I need to kind of like just bundle all that up to present, to say like, this is what it will be exactly, instead of like, I think this would be a good idea. So that is my financial goal for the month of March. All right, my personal growth goal, you're probably going to get tired of hearing me say this, but I want to finish the book that I'm halfway through right now, and I want to actually listen to that 8-episode podcast. It's called DNA of a Maker is the one that I'm going to do. So if you have listened to it, let me know down below if you like it, and I will obviously check back in for my next month check-in and let you know how I liked it, because I will listen to it this month. I'm putting it on first thing in the morning when I get up, when I start unloading the dishwasher, instead of putting a YouTube video on or something like that. So it's gonna happen, and it's about people who are successful, and like what qualities have made them successful, because I truly feel like if you want to be a successful person, you should study successful people. Like, what did they do to get to where they're at? Because there really is a common denominator, or a few common denominators when it comes to that. And I want to be successful. And so I feel like that'll be a huge motivational podcast series to listen to. Relationship goals for the month of March, and the only one I am making this month is for me and Anthony to go on a date night. I feel like if I don't make this the priority, it's going to take the back burner again this month, because we always put our kids over ourselves. And it was nice. It was good. It was needed. It was awesome. I love spending time with them. So having a date night with just Anthony and I and the girls was amazing. But I feel like if I put the Anthony and I and Bailey on our own, and then Anthony and I and Quinn on our own as a goal for March, then the Anthony and I date is going to get shoved back under again. And I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to be intentional in making it happen. But what I am going to do is, when that goal is reached, not if, but when that goal is reached, and when we do a date night, I am going to revisit it and then add another one in, depending on how much time is left in the month. So that's what I'm going to do for now, but nothing else happens until him and I get our date night, because it is long overdue. Okay, and then last category is my homeschool category, which is kind of, the goal for March is kind of, it's homeschool related, but it's also like, I don't know, like growth for our family related, but it fits more in homeschool, I think, so I put it in this category. But my goal for March is, we finished the Good and the Beautiful safety unit. We've done it once before, and then we did it again. We finished it a couple months ago. It was like right before we started the human body unit. And part of that was to be prepared for a disaster, obviously. And with the wedding happening, and then January, we kind of forgot about it. And then February, I was just in a funk all month. So we forgot to do the actual prep for disaster. And so I want to come back around to that now that I've remembered it. Which the reason I remembered is because I went into the garage to get something and saw the little backpacks that I've already purchased. I got one for each of us from Amazon that have these like reflectors on them, and they were only like $12 each, $12 to $15 each. I will link it down below if they still have them on Amazon. But we want to prepare go bags for all of us, so that in the event of an emergency, which we had one within the last year, we had to get out and go to my sister's real fast, and we didn't have anything prepared. And so I want to be able to have go bags ready with the basic necessities for if we were to have to leave the house with moments notice, and we would have everything we need in there, like toothbrushes and stuff, because what ended up happening is that we got to my sister's thinking like it'll just be a couple hours, but no, it was overnight. And so we ended up having to go to the store and shop for clothing items and toothbrushes and toothpaste and all the stuff that we already had here at the house for all of us, and it just, you know, it adds up really fast. And so I'd rather have that all on hand and be able to just grab the bags and go when we need to, and stuff for the dogs as well, of course, all of that good stuff. So my homeschool goal for the month of March is for the girls to help us put together these go bags and help brainstorm what things we should put in them. And we kind of did this already back in the safety unit. We made like a list of things that we should grab if we have 1 minute to get out, if we have 10 minutes to get out, and if we have 30 minutes to get out. And so this is more of the like 1 minute, maybe like up to 10-minute things that we would want to have in that bag. And so we'll go back to that list, but I want to have them brainstorm some more ideas as well. And then we will go to Amazon, make the purchase for all of the items, and then they'll help me put them all together. So that is my homeschool goal for the month of March. It'll be fun, it'll be hands-on, it'll be useful for our family as well, and it'll be really nice to have, and peace of mind for sure will be achieved. Okay, that is all for today's video. What I would love for you guys all to do is to leave me a comment down below with some of your goals for the month of March. Let me know, are you even setting monthly goals? Are you setting them with me? Are you following along? And is this helping motivate you to stay on track of your goals? Leaving a comment and clicking the thumbs up is a free way to support my channel, and I appreciate it so much, more than you know. Every single emoji, comment, every single thumbs up or thumbs down if you don't like the video. I appreciate all of it. I appreciate all the feedback that I get from all of you guys. But for now, remember to stay humble, be kind, and I will see you next time.
Jump into the car on a Friday night. I wanna drive with you. Looking for a